So we might ask ourselves, and do well to ask ourselves, what is equal representation? Well, equal representation is the dignity and human rights of the individual. When it's abortion, we have human rights towards the baby side, but also towards the mother. The mother has to live in the situation with the baby every day, and the mother should have rights in the situation too, especially if it be like rapists or something unplanned or something like that, if it was rape or some very hard rock in a hard place situation in which having the dignity and human rights in those kind of situations for both individuals is very important and satisfying. So the point of my saying is well, if you protect the human rights of the individual, which means the mother and the child, and then work out the situation with the awareness that you need and the actual attention that is desired to fulfill meeting the requirements of whatever that situation is. If we make good choices, it comes back to reward the individual and the people who are in the situations with the individual, right? So wouldn't it make sense that if we are going to, so when I say equal representation, I'm not talking about states, I'm not talking about government, I'm talking about the individual. I'm talking about human rights. I'm talking about, yes, abortion kills an unborn baby or a baby once it's already born. So if we have found the middle ground in between being politically active on both sides, between the Republicans and the Democrats and the Democrats and the Republicans, that means we truly do achieve in that circumstance, because we're developing a sense of morale from both perspectives that benefits us as individuals. Instead of a flip-flop where it's this, that, or the other, we are protecting our own dignity, our own sanity, and our own peace in our everyday life. So when I say equal representation of the individual, I mean human rights. I mean, well, that mother that's in the situation of a baby after a rape, like, would a mother really want to go through with that? I could imagine the nightmare that would be for that mother, and I would never want to either, and I definitely wouldn't. So the thing about it is that I believe that at one point in time, I would say I was probably pro-life. But I believe at one point in time, too, I think I would protect the rights of the mother in the case of a rapist situation, if that child would be in harm's way because of a father. Then I think I would think differently. So what I'm saying with all this is to not cause uprisals, but to think with our minds, our brains fully, to really see both sides of something and find the morale in it. Because yes, we can talk to our blue in the face about politics if that's what interests us. That's totally fine. But it's finding the morale in between the two, the middle ground where the human rights and dignity of the individual is achieved in the equal representation of that individual in a country. So us as American citizens, if we're represented, then there's no reason to voice our opinions. But having the flip-flop between Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat, 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 Republican, Republican. The thing is, it's a flip-flop, and we're choosing this, that, or the other, when we could be choosing a middle ground of understanding and morale. Because it's the combination of both that makes a world. It's a combination of both where we achieve and both where we win. So sometimes putting our differences aside kind of helps us achieve an overall morale and point of plateau and well-being and for any environment and individual. So that's just my words for the day. Peace out. Bye. Jess.